up? I'm Cedric.
I'm Ani.
And you're chilling at the Homes. All right, so today we want to come and talk to you guys about why we got married. How did I know? How did he know that we were the one? All right, so let's jump right into it. All right, so I knew on date number 2. I just already knew. I knew that he was the one because he said some things to me that nobody else has ever said. And it came from a pure and a sincere place. We were walking around, it was a park, and it was like a track that people walked around. And so, at first, when we first went out there, he said we was going to the park and we were going walking or whatever. I was like, okay, cool, the park is cute. And then when I saw what it was like a track that people walk on, like people were out there exercising, I was like, well, is he trying to give me like a subliminal message that he need me to exercise if we gonna be together? But whatever. So as we were walking in the park that night and we were talking, like we shared some of the most vulnerable and what's the other word I'm looking for? Intimate sides of each other that night, and it was pretty cool. And he said that he didn't come to do what the others have done, and he didn't want to take anything from me, but that he was here to protect me, protect my anointing, and just in that instant, I already knew he was the one. And from early on, we started talking about marriage and having a family, what we're going to do as far as having children. So I knew pretty early on, again, that he was the one that I was going to marry. We just didn't kind of know when, We even had before we go into that part of the story, how did you know that I was the one?
We was in Savannah, Georgia, and we had already broken up from the first relationship. And I knew he was the one when I drove, because I don't like to drive long distances or drive at night. So he asked me to come to Savannah, Georgia. He was there because he had already moved away or whatever. So I went to Savannah, Georgia, jumped in the car last minute, went to go see him in Savannah, Georgia. And I think when I laid eyes on him, I was like, okay, this is going to be my forever.
So you didn't know until you came to Savannah? But I keep getting different stories now because you told me you been knew that I was the one.
So, I did feel like you were the one, and then all this stuff happened. And then when I knew that you were the one was in Savannah.
So a brief history on our relationship. So we met in 2017, and it was
definitely 2016.
It was 2017, and I'm gonna tell you how I knew it was 2017. It was 2017 because I was living in Colombia.
No, you told me you were living in Atlanta.
I was living in Atlanta in 2000, and when I came to your house, I was living in Colombia. This was right before my transition back to Charleston. I was living in Colombia because I remember exactly where I was living at. And I knew I came home that it wasn't a weekend, it was like a weekday, like early on in the week or something like that. I remember I came to Charleston. And so we met, it was 2017. So we met in 2017. and we hit it off pretty good. Like, you know, we met on the phone. I'm not gonna tell you where we met. We met on the phone, on an app, and then we talked on the phone for a very long time. I had to see who he was, so I got in the car to go see him. And when I got there, he asked me to meet him at the McDonald's, and I met him at the McDonald's. And then he got in the car, and then somebody else got in the car, and I was taking them to his house. I really came to hang out with him, but whatever. Took them to his house. So when we got to the house, me and him literally had no conversation. He talked to his cousin the entire time about someone that he was in a relationship with, and I didn't know he was in a relationship. And the person lived there. Like, so when I left from there, it was just like, oh no, whatever. Don't want to talk to him ever again. Like, we did all the talking on the phone, and then I get out there for you to tell me, or for you to be talking about some other dude the whole time I'm there with somebody else. So, fast forward, I came back to Charleston. We started seeing each other around, and then it was 2018, September of 2018. I put a to be honest, or something like that on Instagram. He liked it. I inboxed him, told him to be honest, you know, he was cute. So then it was another thing, and he messaged and asked, he wanted to know why it was that we didn't speak anymore. Did we have a problem or something like that? And so I told him there was no issue, but you know, let's fix that. And so we started messaging, DMing each other on Instagram. We exchanged numbers. We started texting. And then we hung out. We went on our first date, our first official date. We went to Applebee's. And after that date, there were more and more and more and more dates. There were a whole lot of dates. And things happened pretty quickly. This was the end of September. By the middle of October, we were already in a relationship. And we were already talking about marriage. We had already had a date and everything for 2020. 2020. That was supposed to be our date, right? 2/2/2020. So 2019 was a rough year on our relationship, but I would say that it was the best year for our relationship because although we did take some time apart, it really, I think that it strengthened both of us, as well as it made us grow more fond of each other, because when we got back together in October of 2019, we were much better than we were before. And here we are now. So, got anything to add about our story? Because you don't never like the way I tell it.
He didn't tell the truth on some bits and pieces, but we're going to let it slide.
What truth I didn't tell?
We're going to let it slide, YouTube.
So, my question to you is, how is it, or how has it been being married to me?
It's definitely not a smooth road. It's very bumpy. I mean, it's very, I love our relationship. I love our marriage. I love how we, you know, work together and mesh together. It's sometimes Cedric is very nonchalant and comes off very inconsiderate, and it really gets under my skin. But for the most part, our marriage, our relationship now has been, we're in our prime and we're only going higher. Right. Well, how was being married to me?
I mean, I love it. I love it. I think the relationship is great. You know, he has his days. He gets moody at times, but I just really don't pay it no attention. And I try not to let it affect me, but I think that since we got married, I don't think that a lot of the things that we used to incur, we don't deal with a lot of those things no more like we did prior to us getting married. Now, again, I know every day won't be easy. Everything isn't always gonna be grins and giggles, but I think, you know, for the most part, that we have a really good relationship, a wonderful relationship. That's how I feel.
Right. I didn't say we didn't. We have a wonderful relationship. We have a wonderful relationship. So, for every video we do, we want to have a why on the reasoning of us doing our videos. So, for this video, our why is to kind of help you if you're in a relationship and you're contemplating marriage and this, that, and the third, and da-da-da-da, or you want to take a deeper step or a closer step with each other and get out of that dating phase into a relationship phase, or you've been talking about marriage and you feel like you have your ins and outs or your ups and downs, and you trying to weigh your options. Sometimes you just have to go for it, because everyone isn't perfect and every situation isn't perfect, but your imperfections make you better, and they make you more stronger, and they strengthen your relationship. So we came to YouTube, sorry. We came to YouTube to let you guys know, if you are, or you're in a marriage and you're rocky, or you feel like, you know, or you're questioning why. At the end of the day, everyone isn't perfect. And again, your imperfections make you wiser, they make you stronger, they benefit you. And his imperfections may be something I am, you know, mature in, because perfect means to be mature. It doesn't mean to be 100% correct or 100 or the ideal person. Perfect simply means to be mature. So whatever area he's immature in, I may be mature in, and vice versa. And in each relationship, know that you guys benefit each other. No matter what people say, because we had a lot of people say they don't need to be together. Y'all can't be together. Y'all not good for each other. But what works for you may not work for others. What's beneficial to you may not seem to be beneficial to someone else when they're looking into you guys' situation. So, and keep the naysayers out your ears, and don't allow them to plant seeds of discord between the two of you, because at the end of the day, whether you are living together or not, you are who you each other, or y'all two are who y'all have to deal with, you know? And if I allow people to come in and taint my views and my descriptions on Cedric, I have to lay next to him every night. And you're not going to make it hard for me to lay next to him every night. If I feel like I need to check something, I'll check it. But at the end of the day, our why is simply because we want to help someone in their journey to happiness while we are, on our journey to happiness. And no matter what people may say, no matter how people may view your relationship, whether you're gay, straight, bi, trans, whoever, whatever relationship you're in, that is your relationship. And just like any good thing, you need to take care of it.
Are you done?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know. You got something else to say?
Mm-mm. So we thank you guys for tuning in to our channel. Make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you like, and make sure that you share these videos with family and friends on all of your social media outlets. We will have our social media links down to the bottom. So if you guys want to connect with us, we also want to thank you guys who already have subscribed and who are rooting for us in our corner. So in closing, I'm Cedric.
And I'm Ani.
And you're chilling at the home.